Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Evolve with Emily show. I'm your host, Emily Hayden, and you are listening to another Monday message. Every single Monday, I bring a message of the day to you guys. So here's today's message. If you are listening to this episode when it goes live, then happy Valentine's Day to everybody. But it's also a special day for Jess. She's my assistant. She's the producer of the podcast, and she helps me with everything behind the scenes. So happy birthday to Jess. Today is her special day. So all of the love to her for everything that she does, for everything that she is. She's such a blessing in my life. So just sending her all of the love. But for all of you guys, get into today's message. To get into it, I really want to share just a different kind of perspective of how to view this day. So if you think about it, Valentine's Day is this day that is this manufactured holiday to essentially get you to spend a lot of unnecessary money. Like even dinners are more expensive right now. Everything is jacked up in pricing. There's so much pressure to purchase more than normal, just like every other manufactured holiday, right? And we could look at it from a negative viewpoint, or we could look at it from a perspective of, let this just be the day that reminds me what my life should look like. And I really believe that your life should be an expression of love. If you really want your life to be an expression of love, then you will be able to view this day as something that is so much more than just the romantic kind of love. And I think naturally when we think of Valentine's Day, we think of the romantic kind of love, right? We all desire to love and to be loved. And I think love is one of the most powerful feelings, and it's so beautiful. And I know for those people that lack that connection, that relationship right now, sometimes you can fall into the trap of self-pity and of disappointment and discouragement and hurt and betrayal and almost like this bitterness towards one of the most beautiful, powerful things in the world, which is love. And I think that's really sad, but I think that it's a natural feeling. It's a natural thing to experience that when you've experienced heart and, troubles and disappointments and people that didn't come through for you, or, you tried love, you gave it a shot and it didn't work out, or it came back and slapped you in the face. We've all been there, so it's real. Like what you're feeling is real, and it's not to diminish from what you're feeling. Like I get you, I so get you more than anyone, how painful that can be. But what I hope to do in today's episode is just to provide you with a new perspective, a new way to view this day, but also love itself. And love has so many different forms. It's so many different forms than just the romantic kind of love. And it's so beautiful if you will see it properly and value it properly. I think about even the brotherly and sisterly kind of love, which don't have to be blood sisters and brothers, right? They can be brothers and sisters that you've chosen, people that are in your community, a part of your network and circle that you don't have that romantic relationship with. I'm lucky that in the sense that I come from a big family, and I was really just so thankful to have brothers and sisters because I was able to really experience what relationship can look like with your sisters, other females, or with your brothers, other males. And so I love that like sibling feel, that family feel. Like it's just, there's nothing better than having people who've always got your back. And some of us were really blessed with siblings and multiple ones and good relationships and hard ones too. But others maybe didn't have that growing up. So I think sometimes we can get so tunnel focused and visioned so tunneled in our vision and wanting this like romantic style love, right? That we fail to see the beautiful, loving relationships that we have right there in front of us, which might be your blood relatives and might be people that you've chosen in your life. So I would say right now, especially if you're somebody that is kind of falling into that trap of bitterness and disappointment and maybe feeling depressed because you don't have one form of love, open your eyes. What are the other forms of love that are all around you right now? You don't have to have a big community, but just one person. Do you have one person in which you have a loving relationship with? Somebody that sees the best in you and wants the best for you. Somebody that isn't scared to speak truth with you. Even if it doesn't always feel good, they're willing to speak the truth because they love you and they want what's best for you and they want to see you win. That's love. I think about love in nature. Nature to me is God's expression of love. Like when I look out at nature and I look out at the beauty of the ocean or the mountains, or here in Houston, sometimes a swamp with some trees and the sun and the clouds in the back, I can still, no matter where I'm at, I look at it and I'm like, wow, like creation itself is an expression of love. And if I feel that I am in this form of lack, most of the time it is from a perspective that is limited. I'm having a limited perspective, or I'm focusing on the one thing that I don't have. So ask yourself right now, are you that person that is having that lack mentality, that perspective that is rooted in lack, that is only looking at the thing that you don't have? Because the truth is, you may have all these beautiful expressions of love around you, but because you don't have love in the one form of romantic love, of that romantic connection, you think that you don't have love in your life. You're crazy. You have so many expressions of love in your life. Do you have a pet? Do you have a fish that always comes and gets the food when you drop it, right? Do you have a dog that gives you endless love? Do you have a cat? Like what animal source of love do you have? And I guarantee you, if you'll choose to look at it simply as an expression of love, you'll be able to gain something from that. So I really hope today to just kind of help you guys shift your perspective. Number one, become aware. Am I the person that is living in lack? Am I looking at the one expression of love that I don't have? Am I focusing on all the expressions of love that I don't have? Or can I refocus myself, recenter myself, and focus on the forms of love that I do have? I think about even like coworkers, right? You may not love all your coworkers, let's be real, but maybe you have that like one coworker that you really value there, that you can go to in moments of hard time, or go to when you have questions and you know that they're not going to judge you. Even though it may not be the strongest form of love, see that as a version of love. Like, the shift here is to choose to see expressions of love. I really do believe that expressions of love are all around us all the time. It's just what our perspective is currently allowing us to see. So know that there's so much more beyond your current perspective, and seek to see the more. Seek to see the loving expression that is all around you. There's so many different forms of love. So look for it. You will always find whatever it is that you're seeking. Like, if you seek, you will find. Meaning, if you seek the lack of love, if you seek what you don't have, you will pick that out left and right, all around, and you can just dig yourself that little hole and go deeper and deeper. But if you actively seek out and look for the expressions of love that are all around you all the time, in a sunset, in a blooming flower, in the birds chirping, in the way that the squirrels like gather their nuts and interact with each other. I literally witnessed squirrels kiss yesterday, and it was the most beautiful thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was so loving and so cute. And then they like fought up the tree, and that was still cute, but it's a clear depiction of what relationship looks like, right? That's actual love. And so I really do believe that you can find love all around you. And in a really practical sense, I remember the first time that I kind of made this shift in my life. I decided that on Valentine's Day, I was newly single. I had gone through a breakup. I decided that I was going to go get roses and buy a bunch of roses and just give it to random people that I saw. And I lived in LA at this time, so it was really easy because you walk a lot there and people are like always walking and out and about. So I just grabbed a bunch and I just told people like, hey, happy Valentine's Day. You were loved, And it was just such a beautiful experience because my whole goal for that day was not to be like, what can the world give me? Why is nobody giving me love? No, I turned it inward and I was like, I am here to be an expression of love. It's my duty, my responsibility, my opportunity to get to be an expression of love. And how can I do that? And I found a really simple way that I could really tangibly do that. And you guys would not believe the smiles that these people had. And I gave it to men, I gave it to women, I gave it to kind of whoever I felt like, hey, who should I give this to, And some of their reactions were just like, why? I don't have money. And I'm like, no, I don't need money. This is for you. And I just wanted you to know that you were loved. Here you go. Have a beautiful day. And it was such a rewarding experience. It felt really good to be able to be an expression for love. And all of a sudden I turned this day from what could have been sad and depressive and just, sitting at home crying, eating chocolate that you don't need. I turned it into this beautiful, beautiful experience that made me love humanity and have hope in humanity, So that's just one example. I encourage you and challenge you today to find a way that you can be an expression of love today. Stop looking at the lack, stop looking at what you don't have, focus on what is around you, and then go and Be of service. Go and act. Get out of your head, get into execution, and spread the love. That's today's message. If you know somebody that needs to hear today's message, maybe they're recently going through a breakup, they're having a hard time, and they're going through the natural emotions that we all go through, shoot them this in a text message, in a DM, send them the podcast Instagram page, Evolve with Emily Podcast, just to maybe open their perspective a little bit and hopefully help them to step into action in a way that's going to bring more love into this world, but also bring more love into their world, into their heart as well. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next episode.